You're gonna be a big star, kid. You're gonna be in pictures. The Princess Bride, directed by Rob Reiner, is the frickin' GOAT of family movies.
Your vote of confidence is overwhelming.
This 1987 flick is often referred to as perfect. But why? Is it the fencing? The fighting?
Torture, revenge, giants.
Is it the fact that one of its co-stars is a literal giant?
Literally?
Is it the great one-liners?
I'm on the boat squad.
While you're at it, why don't you give me a nice paper cut and pour lemon juice on it?
And if you haven't seen this movie, stop what you're doing right now and watch it. How is it that you haven't seen The Princess Bride? Seriously?
Inconceivable.
So the movie starts out with a kindly old man reading a fairy tale to his grandson. The story begins with this girl Buttercup ordering around this agreeable farm boy named Wesley.
Farm boy, polish my horse's saddle. I want to see my face shining in it by morning.
As you wish.
Buttermilk falls in love with him, but he has no money for marriage, so he has to go across the sea to seek his fortune or something like that. So then Wesley gets kidnapped by pirates, Butterscotch is sad, but then this guy Prince Humperdinck chooses her to be his wife, so she's forced to be the Princess Bride.
So, I am instituting prima nocta.
Then one day she's easily kidnapped by these three guys, and then that's where the movie gets really good.
Once the horse reaches the castle, the fabric will make the prince suspect the Gildarians have abducted his love. When he finds their body dead on the Gilder frontier, his suspicions will be totally confirmed.
You never say anything about killing anyone.
I've hired you to help me start a war. It's a prestigious line of work with a long and glorious tradition.
Bonus fact, the director Rob Reiner tried to start a war too.
We're not advocating going to war or going to a traditional war with Russia, but...
Anyways, the Three Stooges realize they're being followed by another boat, and then Butter Toast jumps into the water.
Do you know what that sound is, Highness? Those are the shrieking eels.
Dude, the shrieking eels are freaky, man. They're more terrifying than the shark from Jaws. So then they reach the Cliffs of Insanity, and there's this great chase scene where the man in black is climbing close behind them. This whole sequence is so memorable and awesome. Just the climbing scene alone is fantastic, but then it goes right into one of the best sword fights of all time.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
Everything in this movie is so well done. You'd think that after watching it for the 100th time it would get old. But it really doesn't. Every line, every scene flows perfectly into the next. It's not overly long. It's a satire, so it doesn't take itself too seriously, but the dramatic and romantic scenes also work on their own merit. Especially the side plot of Inigo Montoya avenging his father. The actor Mandy Patinkin said that this was a very personal role for him because he had lost his own father to cancer.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
So, my dad passed away March of this year, 2021, from cancer. Princess Bride was always one of his favorite movies, and Inigo Montoya was his favorite character from the film, played by the wonderful Mandy Patinkin, that in the scene with Count Rugen, the six-fingered man, when, it's their famous duel, and he says, I'll give you anything you want. And he says, I want my father back, you son of a bitch. I saw on the internet the rumor that when Mandy Patinkin said that line, he was thinking of his own father who had passed away from cancer. And it was a very raw emotion. And ever since then, it's kind of really stuck with me. So I guess I just kind of wanted to know if that is, or if that's a true thing, if that's a real thing.
It is true, 100% true. And the minute I read the script, I knew. I said to Kath, I'm going to do this part because in my mind, if I get this six-fingered guy, that means I kill the cancer that killed my dad, and I'll get to visit my dad. And that moment was coming. When I played that scene with Chris, and then I went back out there and talked to my dad.
Really powerful stuff. He also accidentally stabbed the actor that played Count Rugen for real.
He had actually stabbed me in the thigh.
So right before we shot, I said to the fencing master, I think he's going to try to kill me.
Talk about method acting. Bonus fact, at one point they wanted an ending shot with all 4 of them on horseback waving at the camera.
And then we had the 4 heroes on the 4 white horses. He looks out the window and he sees them and he waves to them. So we had these 4 white horses and we had Andre. We had to, you know, he's 500 pounds. So there's no horse that could support him.
So they rigged up Andre the Giant on wires, but he was super drunk that day.
He drank like, I'm not exaggerating, like 20 bottles. And there comes from the ceiling a 500-pound drunken giant. And he's waving at me, and he's going, hello, boss.
The best movies are weird behind the scenes. So yeah, this movie is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, yet Hollywood still tried to remake it.
Inconceivable.
And the backlash to this was really, really bad, so they quickly scrapped the idea. But I think the actor Cary Elwes summed it up the best. He said, there's a shortage of perfect movies in this world. It would be a pity to damage this one. So yeah, I hope you liked that video. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel and have a blessed week. Thank you.
There will be no survivor.